Hello and welcome to this week's weekly forecast for week commencing Monday the 9th of May 2022. You'll notice I'm behind the camera today rather than in front of it. There is a reason for that. I'm having a very strange energetic clearing and my skin's breaking out in all kinds of wonderful ways that even the Zoom filters can't fix. So I will be here for now until that clears up. Right, so we will start with an overview of the week, which you can already see I've got the cards out here now. Then we will move on day by day, looking at each day individually and finishing off with a motivational message from the Fairy Oracle at the end, as always. So let's get going with the overview. Right, let's take a look at these cards. We've got 20, Truth, 19, the Sun, and the Ace of Water. Now, this is a very interesting energy this week. There's a lot of potential, I feel. This is nice. This is almost like new opportunities arising from facts coming out, from the truth coming out, from judgments in our favour. This is bringing whole new opportunities to do things that perhaps we didn't know we were going to be able to do, or perhaps that had been hidden from us. Very interesting energy. It's very balanced this week, I feel. Very positive opportunity coming through as well with the Sun here. I mean, this is wonderful. This is very, very positive to see. This brings a lot of self-confidence as well, I think, this week, and maybe some inspiration for new ideas. It may not feel exactly like the right moment, but I think we will be inspired to do things that maybe we hadn't thought of before, or maybe didn't have the information to be able to think of it before, or maybe the rules have changed, something's shifted, we found something out, and we can now actually get on and do something, get on with this project and leap forwards, which is going to be very, very exciting. For some people, it is going to be literally new beginnings, like new job, new home, new career, new relationship, whatever it is. I mean, the Ace of Water can very much be beginning of relationships, or improvements in relationships as well, entering a new phase in romantic relationships, friendships, family, whatever it is. But whatever it is, the facts are coming out now, and we're going to be able to do things because now we're armed with knowledge. And I think that's going to be this week's theme. We're armed with knowledge, and we can finally get on and do some of the things we've been waiting to do or hoping we could do, but perhaps didn't believe we could. So let's move on to Monday now. Okay, here are the cards. We have number 4, Rest and Rejuvenate. We have the King of Winter. And we have 16, Life Experience. Okay. Interesting old energy on Monday the 9th there. And the first thing that struck me actually is that it is Monday the 9th, so that brings us in on hermit energy, which is a little bit secluded. We kind of step back from the world. We may feel like we're ready to start the next stage of the path, but we're not quite there yet. It's almost a contemplation feel coming from 9, and that's what I'm seeing here as well. It feels very much like there's a need to pull back from the world. There's a lot that's been going on recently, and this is what I was talking about with the theme for the week. Some things have happened which were beyond our control, which could be any number of things, pieces of information that we've just found out, things that we weren't aware of. And I think we're able to be a lot more objective this week, but it's almost like we need to take Monday to digest what we've learned. We need to take Monday off to have a rest, to reconsider, just to think about how we're going to move forwards in very practical terms now, on that very practical number 4 energy. And then with the 16-7, 16 can be a tricky number, but it's the heart leading the self. It's what does the heart want to do now in numerology, and it takes us to 7, which is the number of the mystic, so it can come in with real inspiration there. It can be very exciting, but the mystic sometimes likes to withdraw from society as well and hide away in a cave somewhere. So there's a very reticent feel on Monday, like we want to hide away from the world, be a bit of a hermit, pull back and just kind of think about what we're going to do next, consider our options, I feel. And a lot of this on a very practical level, using the mind, but guided by the heart and intuition. But the mind definitely needs to be a part of this. Also a good day for grounding. That's going to be an important theme today because it feels like we've been through a lot recently, very turbulent energy. So it's time to get back to nature, get back to Mother Nature and ground our energy so that we can take sensible decisions moving forwards that will bring the best results for us, even if the situation or the circumstances are not ideal at the moment. There is a way through. But take it easy on Monday. It may be a good day to have a duvet day. If you're self-employed, you might feel like you want to take the day off. You don't really want to do anything, which is wonderful if you're able to do that. And just spend time with your nearest and dearest. Try not to ignore them. Even if you're feeling like you'd rather lock yourself away, that's not usually the best thing to do. So now let's move on to Tuesday. Let's take a look at those cards. We have number 6, the third eye chakra. We have the 2 of winter. And we have the King of water. So quite an interesting day on Tuesday. Our intuition is really going to be super important, I feel, on Tuesday as we move into this energy. Because the 2 of winter brings a difficult choice. It brings difficult choices, and this is off the back of the revelations that may have come to light, the new information that we have, and now it's the time to actually start doing things and making decisions. And that can be wonderful as long as we remember to come from a place of kindness, to come from a place of genuinely wanting to do the right thing for everybody, not from a place of selfishness. And this is what I've been talking about a lot with the age of Aquarius coming in. You know, we are coming from a heart-centered place in our decisions. We're not just doing it for the money or the prestige or to get one up on the neighbours or to look better to the next person. It's not about that anymore. It's about tuning into what's actually right for us to do and then moving forwards in a loving way, moving forwards in the right way. And that is absolutely key. So if you have any decisions to make on Tuesday, try to come from a place of compassion and kindness for everyone. And that includes you too, because you are part of everyone. So when I say everyone, that includes the self, that includes the individual. And it's very easy for us to forget that because lots of us are told that we have to put everybody else first. And that's really unhelpful because you can't look after other people if you're not looking after yourself first. Remember, you have to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can help other people. And that applies in many other areas of life too. You have to be looking after yourself as well. It may be a choice between head and heart here as well. And this may be to do with your career, with your love life, or just something on a higher level, on a higher spiritual level, maybe making a judgment. It might be a political decision. You may be questioning your political views there, which I feel a lot of people are going to be doing this week. So it is going to be very interesting. It might be a bit of a tricky energy for some people. There may be some disputes, some arguing. I always say it might be a fun day on Twitter. That's always a fun day on Twitter, isn't it? I hope you're following me there. Yeah, but your intuition is going to be there to guide you, and the intuition and the heart communicate with each other. On Tuesday, I want to say drink lots of water because the throat chakra is the conduit of communication between the higher self and the heart, so the lower self. So when that chakra is blocked, it can actually make it very difficult for us to hear our inspiration and to actually channel those messages through. So make sure you're drinking enough water, keeping yourself hydrated. Now we will move on to Wednesday. Okay, let's take a look at these cards. We have 21, the universe, the 9 of summer, and the 8 of earth. Oh, wow. Wow, there's a question and a half coming out on Wednesday. It's almost like the universe is going to be saying to you on Wednesday, so what is it that you actually want? And second of all, how are we going to get there? So this is a very, very interesting combination of cards here. 21 is the universe, it's everything. You know, it's the divine, it's absolutely everything in the universe, it is infinite possibility, it's everything that can be provided to you, it's opportunity, it's wisdom. And it's coming through next to the 9 of summer, which is the wish card. So it's almost like the universe saying, what would you like? What would you like to do next? And it may simply be a case of looking into what you want to do next, studying, learning something new so that you can do the thing that you want to do. You might want to retire from the world of work and have a farm or a small holding or something, or be self-sufficient, in which case you need to research to make your dreams happen. There's always work that needs to be done by us for our dreams to happen. And you'll know this if you've read my book on manifesting, Dream Bigger, how the law of attraction really works. If you haven't, I'll link to it below. But it's very, very important that we take action towards our dreams. You know, we can ask the universe for whatever we want, we can intend it, and right now we are actually commanding the energy. That's the new theme for this year's manifesting, is you must command the energy, tell it what to do. But there is action required. We don't just get to sit in a cave and wait for a big bag of money to fall into our laps, much as that would be very nice. It is not the point of this lifetime, unfortunately. That's not what we're here to do at this point. Do your research. If there's something you've always wanted to do, something would make your dreams come true, that would really fulfill you, research it, find out about it, find out what courses you need to do, what skills you're lacking to make that happen. And as you start to research and take steps in that direction, the universe will respond in kind. Because it may be that ultimately you don't even need to do the course. The universe might just point you towards somebody who can help you with whatever skills you're lacking. Or it might be that you do need to do the course. So start taking the steps regardless. Yes, the universe will provide solutions, but you need to take the steps first. You need to be the one that takes the first steps and then follow the intuition when it comes in. So Wednesday, very potent day for manifesting. Like I keep saying, we are commanding the energy now. We're not just asking, we're definitely not begging for things. Wonderful day for planning for the future, for thinking about what it is that we really want. And as a result, you might be a little bit distracted at work. It may be one of those days. Equally, it might be a really good day because you may actually be offered the opportunity that you want if you've already been working on manifesting it. So there is that, which is incredibly positive too. A lot of possibilities come from Wednesday. You might realise that actually the romantic relationship you want has been under your nose this whole time and you just didn't realise, or you're already in the right place and you didn't realise. It's certainly a day of realisations. It's a very positive day, very interesting day, and an ideal day to take another look at your vision board or your manifesting list, or your list of goals, your business plan, whatever it is. And make sure you're thinking about how you're going to get step by step towards your goals, the steps that you're going to take. Just by writing those steps out is going to trigger the universe to help you find even better solutions to get there. So let's move on to Thursday now. Let's take a look at the cards. We have number 6, Harmony, the 9 of Winter, and number 10, the Wheel. Ooh, a little bit more turbulent as we move into Thursday. Interesting energy for Thursday. I mean, the Wheel comes in with real possibility of transformation, but transformation can be frightening. So it's almost a case of, well, I want this thing, but I'm scared to ask for it because I don't know what that's going to look like. There's a lot of fear of the unknown that's coming in on Thursday, I feel, for whatever reason. And it's because we're out of balance within ourselves. Perhaps in our life, we're completely out of balance. We're not getting enough rest, or we're not getting enough exercise, or we're not getting enough love and affection as well. That can really, really affect people. And I get very sad when I hear about people calling themselves introverts or saying that they have social anxiety, or it may just be they're lacking social skills, or maybe they just need to get a little bit of help with healing so that they can have relationships with people, because we are supposed to interact with people in person, in real life, not just online. Doing things online is incredibly useful. I have to admit, it's very useful. I'm talking to you right now and I'm nowhere near you where you are. But there's a huge fear that comes through on Thursday, and it's a fear that comes from the heart, and it can really lead us astray. I think a lot of people may be feeling very sad and lonely on this Thursday as well, perhaps feeling hopeless, like there's really no way forwards because the change needed to actually move forwards just seems so overwhelming and so difficult. Perhaps you think you can't reach it. And the wheel does always bring in turbulent energy as well. You know, it's though the wheel's going to spin, where it stops, nobody knows, you know. But you do actually have more control over that than you think. Okay, you may not know exactly where it's going to stop, but you should know what you've asked the universe for. And if you haven't asked the universe for anything, it's definitely not going to stop where you want it to. Okay, focus, focus, focus on Thursday. Focus on the things that you want. And this is moving on from Wednesday's energy, where I said, you know, do your manifesting work, revisit your goals, revisit your vision board, whatever it is that you use to focus on for the future, for your plans, for your goals. If you don't have your goals written down, write them down now. It's not too late, of course. There's a lot of fear coming up on Thursday. I feel there could be tensions in romantic relationships as well, but it's all coming from this place of fear, which is a shadow aspect that we're all working on at the moment, but it's really coming up on Thursday, that shadow aspect of fear, particularly fear of the unknown. And I think a lot of these fears are really unfounded, like the Nine of Winter suggests. It's really not as bad as it seems. You're almost there. And 9 precedes 10. And at 9, like I said, we can be quite fearful, we can be frightened because we know 10 is coming and we're terrified because we don't know what it's going to look like. It's like we feel like we're about to go down Niagara Falls in a barrel. You know, it can feel like that when you don't know what's coming, but it may turn out to be something absolutely wonderful and very easy. So if you're struggling with anxiety or worry, you know, do spend some time in meditation, doing breathing techniques, yoga, whatever it is that you need to do that helps to calm you down. Sometimes it can be as simple, if you're in anxiety, as just having a glass of cold water. Just having a few sips of cold water, it can really bring you back to your body, can really help you to de-escalate those difficult feelings. So hang on in there on Thursday. It's not the easiest energy, but most of it is illusion. Most of the things that we fear are not real. So let's move on to Friday now. Friday we have number 17, Hope. Love that one. We have the Princess of Winter. And we have number 1, the Magician. So we have some very interesting energy here coming in on Friday. It is a little bit more hopeful, and I think it's reminding us that we really can achieve rather a lot, and we may actually get a bit of a wake-up call on Friday and just remember how powerful we are and how competent we are as well. And that may actually provoke us to take some unexpected steps. It may be a day where people end a relationship or hand in their notice at work, or even have to stand up to a bully or tell somebody something that they don't want to hear. But it's coming from a very powerful, very potent energy today. So I would say, with this kind of potency, still try to be kind if you have to take somebody to task, because you could be very, very empowered today. So do be gentle with people, because at the end of the day, hurt people hurt people. Very often the people who are the most prickly, who are the most difficult to deal with, are suffering on a very deep level, even if they're not very nice people to deal with. So do try to rise above getting into petty arguments or being spiteful or unkind for the sake of it, because that's really not going to help anyone, and it's not going to help you feel any better either. You'll just end up feeling worse. But what I see on Friday is going to feel a bit like a Fri-yay. It's a yay Friday kind of feeling. Really lovely energy coming in on the 17 Hope card. Very lovely with the 17-8 energy. Very potent, very much being led by our wisdom, being led by our soul, the star that guides us. And I think there's some real guidance coming in from our spirit guides on Friday too. There's a lot of wisdom going around and there's a lot of magic in the air. So just be careful what you do with that power, because with power comes great responsibility. So it does feel very much like a good day for magical working, for ritual, for healing, healing work, energy healing, for prayer, anything a little bit esoteric there, I think is going to go very well on Friday. Would also be a lovely day for a reading, as long as you find a reader that's not going to be a little bit rude to you. There are readers like this. I think we've all encountered them if we've had readings from various people. Some are a bit more blunt than others. So maybe a little bit blunt on Friday. So pick carefully if you're going to have a psychic reading. The energy is wonderful for getting to the truth and for seeing clearly what we can do and to feel empowered. Just careful you pick the right person who isn't going to be too blunt or too harsh with you. But it is a good day where we will be very much looking to the future, looking forwards, feeling a lot more positive in many ways. So rather nice day, lovely day for going out on a first date as well. I think a lot of magic can come from this Friday. So let's move on to Saturday now. Our cards, we have number 7, Triumph. We have the Ace of Summer and the Chariot. Oh, that is interesting. Oh, okay. These are the same card. This is the Chariot in this deck, and this is the Chariot in this deck. Now, this is very, very interesting to see, and it comes on the energy of number 7, which is also wisdom as the mystic. But it's a very potent energy, which puts us very, very much in the driving seat and very much in control. Saturday is an unbelievably powerful day for taking charge, being in charge and getting things done. Wow, it's an incredible energy this Saturday. So again, use it wisely. We're coming off the back of Friday's energy where we were feeling empowered. You're going to feel like Superman on Saturday. It's just insane, this energy. Very rare to see the same cards coming out together, you know, on the same day. Very rare to see that. But clearly, Spirit really want to hammer this home. This is Chariot Day, you know, whether we like it or not. This is Chariot Day. And it comes in with the beautiful Ace of Summer as well, which is very hopeful. All about new beginnings, all about new projects. And this is actually the same card as we had earlier as well, which I will just show you. This is the same card as the Ace of Water. Okay, in a traditional tarot deck, the Ace of Cups. This is all about new beginnings. Okay, and this was a theme for the week. New beginnings, but we are super empowered. And I think there's a real reminder coming through here from the higher realms on Saturday. Very strong reminders. I would go as far as to say downloads. We may be channeling information from our higher self, from our spirit guides on Saturday, and really just knowing what to do, intuitively knowing what the steps are that we need to take. It has such an empowered feel. It feels almost like no one could get the better of us. The dark forces are really going to be feeling like they're on the back foot on Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on the world stage on Saturday, because the human race is super empowered on Saturday, and that's very, very exciting energy to see. But it's coming from the heart. It's coming from this beautiful place of wisdom, love, compassion, and charging forwards with this intense energy. Very, very intense day. See where it takes you. It's a day of winning, but winning in the right way, not necessarily with someone else losing. It's more of a win-win-win feel. Very, very positive day to get things done. It may be a good day to resolve an argument, to resolve a court case, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens on the world stage with this intense Chariot energy going on, because this can also, to me, this is speaking of war, but possibly the ending of war too. So, phew. Moving on to Sunday then. We have number 1, Prosperity Begins, the 8 of Autumn, and the 9 of Air. Okay. Ooh, maybe some real worries coming up on Sunday, I feel, to do with money, to do with finance, and very concrete matters like perhaps where we live, our homes, our mortgage, rent, whatever it is. There's some very practical concerns coming up, like we're just not quite making enough money. Some people may be worrying about money, worrying about the future prospects for their children and for the next generations. Now, most of this is going to be completely unfounded, because energetically we are all going in the right direction. Things are actually going really well for the human race energetically right now. We just have to wait for the physical to catch up with the other layers, with the other levels. So the spiritual level and the emotional level, they're already charging on ahead of us, but the physical level, what we see as the day-to-day, as the so-called real world, still needs to catch up. So our fears may feel very logical on Sunday. The things that we're afraid of, the things we're worried about are going to seem incredibly logical and sensible. But I want to say all is not as it seems on Sunday. We may be concerned, thinking that, oh no, why did I start this new business? What was I thinking? I'm not making enough money. Or why did I start this new relationship? We live too far apart. It's not going to work. Actually, I feel things are going to work out better. But we need to learn, we need to educate ourselves. And again, this was one of the themes for the week, wasn't it? We need to that we had on Monday, I think it was. We need to educate ourselves. We need to learn more things. We don't have all the information that we need. We don't have all the skills and the knowledge that we need. We have access to them, but we don't currently have them, which is why we feel so disempowered. And the governments of the world and the so-called authorities of the world have done this on purpose to us, to leave us feeling very disempowered so that we naturally look to mummy daddy government to solve our problems, which is a terrible idea. They seem all right on the short term. On the long term, it's disastrous every single time. So it may be a good day to learn about common law. It may be a good day to learn about the Constitution, if you're in America, about legal concerns, the so-called social contract. You may be thinking about libertarianism or anarchy, as which is nowhere near as scary or horrible as people think it is. It's actually pretty cool when it's done properly. So try not to worry. Sunday has a lot of worry to it. There's a real exhaustion as well on Sunday. So I would say try to take a load off and just rest. If that's going to help, just have a lie down, take a nap in the afternoon, try and rest. Because a lot of things are being revealed to us at the moment. It's a lot to take in. And even if we have the truth, sometimes we can't do anything with it because we don't have the skills or knowledge of what to do with it yet. Which is why it may be time to pick up a book, to think about going on a course, not necessarily a long one, or speaking to somebody who does have the information about being self-sufficient, about growing vegetables, whatever it is that you feel you need to do for the future. Might want to learn about cryptocurrency, to ensure your financial prosperity. That's something else you might want to do. So try to use information to allay your fears. I find that very calming. When I'm worried about something, if I research the crap out of it, that can really help to calm me down. That's how I work. It may not be the solution for you, but the solutions will be found. So let go of the concerns. It's that worried old 9 again, which is scared about getting into the 10 of transformation. The transformation's coming. You're very tired, so take a rest. And next week will be another week. So last of all, we're going to look at our fairy cards for the week, our motivational message from the Fairy Oracle. And the cards that we have are Temptation and Celebration. Quite a curious pairing, I must say. Interesting to see these two coming out together. And the temptation I want to talk about here is what I've been saying. It's very much a week where we're going to be dealing with some intense shadow. There's a lot of shadow work to be done this week. A lot of fears coming up. A lot of our darker fears, darker parts of our nature that take us in the wrong direction are going to be coming up to be healed. So it is a very good week to have a session with a counsellor if you need it, but I would say perhaps a spiritually informed counsellor, or somebody who can help you with fear, somebody who can help you to find peace, whether it's doing mindfulness meditation or yoga or something like that, because we will be very tempted to drop into our baser urges and to really do the wrong things if we let the fear get away from us. And we really shouldn't be frightened right now because there's a lot to celebrate if we choose to see it. Times of great uncertainty are also times of great opportunity. Okay, if you live in a very certain world, there's often very little opportunity to go around. And this is the thing as we move into the energy of the age of Aquarius more and more. And I've said this before, back in the age of Pisces, things were a lot more structured and everyone knew their place, so to speak. They knew what was expected of them. They knew what they could or could not achieve in their lifetimes. And very few people were able to get out of that box that each of them was put in. But this is changing now. And although that did provide a certain comfort being part of that system where you were sort of put in a box, and being allowed out of the cage can be very frightening because, again, we're the forerunners. We are the pioneers of this new age. We're the ones trying to figure out how to do this. We're the ones trying to figure out how it works when there is no box to be in. This is very, very new. No one came before us to show us how to do this. But it's actually a time of great celebration because when there are no rules, there are no rules. That's great. You can do whatever you want. Isn't that fantastic? What is it that you would like to do? This is a great week of celebration. This is a great week to really dream big, dream bigger. Imagine what your life could look like and celebrate with gratitude that the world is changing and that we are going to be getting these bigger opportunities to move forwards on an emotional level, mental level, financially, and also spiritually too. This is a very, very exciting time in humanity's history right now, and we're very lucky to be witnessing it, although we don't always feel lucky. But try to stay in an attitude of gratitude and it's all going to seem a whole lot better. So thank you very much for watching this video. That is the end of this week's weekly forecast. You may have noticed that I do have a new Patreon that you can join. I will link to that below, where there will be lots of bonus readings on there, including romantic readings, more numerology, lots and lots of bonus content. Can't wait to see you there, and I will see you all again soon.